Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is our first video of the new year. We all survived the holidays, which is good. They were very hectic for me and very busy. But I'm back and I plan on having so many videos for you guys, and I'm working already on a couple of big projects for this year. I don't really want to talk about them because I feel like that'll jinx me. But for the first video of the year, I wanted to start with something that I knew I could get done, which is something a little different. An unboxing and reviewing of a Redthreaded 1860 corset. So I'm quite excited to do this because while I can make corsets, and I have, this is something a little... Corsets are like a specialty garment. I mean, even in historical time, you had specific stay makers or corseteers, and that's all they did. So just because I can sew doesn't necessarily mean I'm at a professional level of corset making. So I was really curious to get my hands on a professionally made one and kind of compare it to the quality and skill level that I made mine at. Also, I don't want to have to make a corset for every decade, and I know I want to do some 1860 stuff in the future. I have heard great things about Redthreaded. Everyone recommends them. Yes, they are a little pricey, but you have to consider the work that goes into making corsets. The materials are expensive. It is very hard on your hands. It's just... And the craftsmanship too. You have to make sure it's going to fit like many sizes of bodies and shapes. So to me it's very understandable why the price is what it is. But if you're someone that's like, I don't know, it's a bit expensive, well, let's find out what they're like. This is my first one I've ever bought. This is my first professional corset I've ever bought, and probably the most expensive garment I have ever bought in my life. So yeah, I'm pretty excited, like I said, to just see what it's like. I guess let's go ahead and crack her open. Cracking the box open is a little harder than expected. Oh, they were supposed to be easy to open. Okay. Ooh, it's exciting. Oh, I guess in case it doesn't fit, they give you a nice little return label. Hopefully it fits. Hoping it fits. So yes, this is the 1860s gored corset. I just went off of the measurements they had on their site. It's always nervous when you are getting corsets like, because yeah, you want it to fit. So it comes in this nice little baggie with some cards. Let's see what the cards are. So the first one's just a picture of the red-threaded corsetry. They made the red historical corset stays, patterns, and kits for the discerning costumer. The other one is the return and exchange slip. I hope that doesn't mean that there's a lot of times people order the wrong sizes. Ooh, they have a wear and care card, which I'll need. Oh, this is good. It has actually instructions. When you first receive your corset, we recommend tightening it gradually over the course of an hour or two, and ideally wearing it several times before your first event. You're supposed to do this even if you're making your own corset. This will allow the stays to adapt to your body and for you to get used to the feel of it. Think of it like a pair of new shoes. We highly recommend wearing a shift, chemise, camisole, or other layer under your corset to prevent chafing and reducing. And that's what I'm wearing. I am wearing my chemise, which is why I'm looking quite frumpy. Always loosen the laces before fastening or unfastening the front busk. I'm terrible at that, but I'm not going to be. I'm getting better. This will avoid undue strain on the busk hooks. Always pull the slack out from the rabbit ears. Oh, that's the two loops of lacing at the waistline of the corset. not from the top or bottom of it. Well, so basically where your waistline is, there's these two areas. You guys know how to lace a corset. So yes, and then it kind of goes on to talk about like how, just specifics on certain corsets, like what boning you have. I don't actually remember what boning I have in mine. So then we take it out and it's nicely wrapped in tissue paper with their logo sticker. The crinkling of tissue paper has attracted the cat monster. He's more excited than I am. All right. There, go play with it. Okay, look at that. So it's got the gores. I've never had a gored corset before, so this is exciting. And it's got the, okay, let's just take a close look at it. So she's got her gores up here in the bosom area. And they're very nicely sewn. Oh, look at that. They've even done really good stitch work right here at the base of the gore. So it's going to be really nice and sturdy. And then this also has hip gussets. I was like, what's that called again? Hip gussets. So it got really good stitching around where the boning is. I think mine has synthetic whalebone in it, which means that eventually over time it should shape more and more to my body. So let's see. So this is what I was curious about, was the eyelets, because I think I used too big of eyelets on my 1880s one. So let's see. So yeah, they used much smaller eyelets than I did. So if you're making your own corset, oh, these are nice ones. Where did they get these from? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And what's cool too is they've put like two very close together where it's supposed to cinch me in at my waist. Because yeah, I think my 1880s one doesn't cinch me enough or give me in the right figure. I may have to make it in the future. So we've talked about her. The fabric feels very nice. Oh yeah, let's look at the inside. So it's got the tape on the inside. I'll be honest, I've never quite understood this, the tape part. I think it's just supposed to help define where the waist is more. I know I've read up on it, but so it's kind of interesting. Like, is it lined or I think that it's not technically lined. I think they've just put in boning strips. Not that it has to be lined, but all right, I'm gonna go ahead and take my mic off and let's try her out. All right, so I've unlaced her quite a bit, just in case. I don't want to damage her. All right, let's go. I've never known the best way to like do up your corset. I always usually have to start from the bottom and kind of work my way up. Usually I do the bottom one, then I don't know. I probably busk like a crazy person. Oh, so it's got actually these little satin ribbons at the top of the corset. Oh my goodness, and I keep getting in the way. Okay, there we go. This is certainly not the most graceful thing I'm good at. All right, so we've got her on. So let's start cinching. Let me pull up the camera a little bit more. Okay. So, I just want to talk to you guys, like, before I even cinch it in. You can already see that the corset's trying to give me what kind of shape it's trying to give me, but let's go ahead and cinch it in, and I'm just going to go real slow. And what I learned about cinching in is that you go slow and you just relax into the corset, kind of like breathe into it, like tighten, tighten, you know? So that's what I'm gonna do. If you have tips on better ways of getting into a corset, by all means, leave a comment below. Oh, by the way, if you guys are wondering what I'm doing, these were those rabbit ears that she's talking about. Of course, it's a little low on. And you just slowly pull them. And this is going to take a while, probably. So, yeah. Let's just fast forward to me getting fully corseted. Ta-da! So after way too long of struggling trying to put her on, I am finally got her on. Could I get her a bit better laced up in the back in some areas? Yes, definitely up here. And I do struggle a little bit with corset sizing. This is why I usually do opt to make my own, because my chest is a medium, but my hips are probably like a large. I'm a bit, yeah. What's nice though is the gussets are very flattering. Like, I was a little worried because they kind of looked like they were bulking at first. So, as you can see though, with my lacing, like, I'm way too wide at the hips, and like probably, I think like if I had help up here I could get the right length, but I could maybe have gone up a size, but I was worried because yeah, there's always that potential that you get too big of a corset, which is just totally useless. At least now I can shrink into it. So if you can get a helper to help you, yes, I always recommend helpers. So let's see how she is sitting down. Oh yes. Oh yes. I look much better silhouetted now. So, my overall thoughts. I definitely think the construction is very good. And even if you can or you can't sew, this might be a great option for you to go with. I should have probably messaged them. I've heard they're great if you have concerns about what size you want to be. So definitely message them if you don't know what size you should be. They do seem to have a fairly good return policy. So even if you get the wrong size, you can probably always return it, and it seems to be fairly straightforward. I will not be going up a size because I don't think I actually need to. I think once I break this corset in, and if I have someone helping me to lace it, it should fit me just fine. I definitely know I can take it in a bit more around the hips and the bust. Like, I'm perfect in the center. Like, I don't want to get any tighter there. But it's hard lacing up a corset on your own, and I don't want to sit down there for another 30 minutes trying to get it right. So this is what I've come up with. It is very comfortable to sit in, and it's not too long, which is perfect. I had some problems with that with the one I made. Maybe some of that is because of the gussets, because you don't have that boning going right down. No, I don't even think so. Like, she's cut it. They've cut it really well. Like, yeah, it's a really good cut at the bottom. And actually, I probably do have it probably properly laced up here. I don't know if I would want to tighten it anymore because it might constrict myself. So yeah, overall, I definitely think this is a great company to work with. They seem to be very professional, and the corset seems very well made, and they seem to know the shape that it needs to be. And so yes, it's very nice to own a professional corset and get to have a look at the techniques and the works and the tools that went into it. Well, I get a rough idea of the tools. So yes, overall I'm very happy, and I will be seeing you guys next time with probably a sewing video. I may do a hair video before then. It just kind of depends how well the sewing video goes. And I hope you guys had an awesome holiday. So yeah, as always, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell, and I will see you guys next time.